Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the Superflat World Challenge. And in the last episode, we got our first villager, and I just got my first enchanted iron sword there. I just put it on the wall for safekeeping. It was just knocked back one, so that's hardly worth carrying, especially when they're one-hit kills for the mob farm. So, most important thing that we could possibly do at this point is build an iron farm. So, off camera, I went ahead and healed another zombie villager, and I've got two, so that's my breeding stock, for villagers. Now, I have not got them moved over here yet. That's kind of what I'm working on. So I'm working on the base platform for the iron farm, and it's a water washer in the center. This is my own design, and I wish I'd gone and watched my own tutorial again, because I kind of messed up a little bit, but we'll get there. It wasn't a big deal. It was just something that needed a little correction. So we've got this going on. This is going to be my drop chute for the iron golems. Now, as far as killing them goes, I don't have access to any more lava. Like, the lava that I do have is part of my cobblestone generator, and I'm not going to even use that. So I come up with a better idea here in a little bit, and you'll see. But right now, I'm just ringing it in for the bottom kill chamber, and you want to make sure that your corners are not completely square, because if not, it'll just fill up with source water. And then I'm cleaning up those little corner pieces just to save materials, because I hate to waste things. That's jungle wood. I bought some saplings from the wandering trader, and the only tree that I'm missing at this point is spruce. So I've got everything else, dark oak and everything. So now I need to build where the villagers are going to stand. So I want 4 blocks total. That's what the floor that they're standing on. You need 3 blocks of the golems to be able to wash underneath of this. And just going to go ahead and build a little platform here, and I'm going to do a water washer on the roof of this too, which we'll get there in a minute, but that's going to be my center. So I'm marking that off with some cobblestone blocks there to say, okay, that's the 4 blocks of the center, and that'll come in handy later on. And then above the layer, also I want to be able to trade with these villagers. Just having the iron golem farm is just fine, but I really need the trades. And it's like, do I want to do a separate trading hall, or could I possibly get into this thing to access the villagers? I've seen some other designs out there that I'm sure work just fine. This is just something that I came up with a long time ago, not too terribly long ago, less than a year ago, and it works quite well. So I'm just going to go with this. And I spot this zombie over here. He's got an iron shovel. I'm like, ooh, I could use an iron shovel. So I'm going to try to lure him into the drown trap and get him turned into a drown, so this way when he drops that iron shovel, it'll be full durability instead of very, very damaged like you normally get. So I gotta wait it out here. I'm gonna club him. I already is, but doing damage to him ahead of time doesn't really help kill him off as a drown. It seems like his health completely recovers, so I'll have to hit him 3 times after he becomes a drown, at least 3 times. So I'm gonna kill off this other stuff and then try to, come on, convert over. There he is. So he's converted over. Now, will he drop the shovel? That's always the second question. I have not gotten any tridents out of this yet, and I really hope that I do in the future, but I think they made it so that that doesn't work. I know they occasionally drop those nautilus shells, not that they do me any good, but I really need a trident to be able to do a trident killer. So he does drop the shovel. Woo-hoo. And he's got knocked me back pretty good. This guy's got a fishing rod, which is kind of different. It's like maybe there's hope that somebody will in fact drop a trident, but like I said, just haven't seen it happen yet. And I've killed a couple hundred of these drown conversions. So I'm gonna swim back through and get back to work on the iron farm after I sleep for the night. So yeah, full durability, efficiency 2 iron shovel. That's pretty decent. Alright, so there's my 2 villagers. I've managed to get them up there by simply putting beds in the ceiling. I put 21 beds up there. I brought these guys in, and then I put 20 workstations grand totaled. And I used looms because they're cheap to make. All I needed was string. It occurred to me that without gravel, I can't make any fletchers, because I was going to do fletchers and trade for sticks. So I'm just going to go ahead and take out the little alleyway there that I brought them in on. But because I put beds in the ceiling, they naturally tracked right to this. I put their workstations up there, and boom, there's my first kid. Woohoo! So the thing that sticks out here on the end I was just kind of looking at. That's what the design was wrong on the iron golem farm. The iron golems wind up getting stuck, so I have to do a little rework to get that to work correctly. But again, still just taking out the pathway for them to come in on. So next up, I need to think about how to kill the iron golems, and I managed to buy these campfires. I'm pretty sure I bought them from Wandering Trader. So I've got 5 in total, the one that I've been cooking my food on, and then the 4 that I've got there in my inventory. Okay, so the great plan is, after I take out this stupid walkway with stone tools that just keep breaking, man, they don't last any time at all. So it's like, get me some iron going, please. I already broke another one. All right, so get in there, and I'm going to drop these campfires down. Now, something odd happened later on that you'll see, and I accidentally washed out all the campfires. I like converted them over to dead campfires, and it's like, oh no. So I'm going to wash the floor in here just by 2 buckets every other, and then refilling and then splashing that back down until we have everything flowing towards the center drop. And that's, everything is 8 blocks away from there for the sides. And I missed one little corner block there. So, all right, yeah, so after the campfire's washed out, like, I thought I was in deep trouble. Like, what else am I going to do? Like, I don't want to move my lava over here. I'm going to have to wait until a Wandering Trader comes back to be able to buy another campfire from him. And that's not a common thing that they sell. So I went and got my cooking campfire with a Silk Touch shovel that had like 1 durability left, and brought it over and set it next to the dead campfires. And when you know it, they all ignited. It was the weirdest thing. I guess that's a game feature and not a bug. But anyway, this is where the iron golems are going to fall down at, and I want to make sure they stay in there. So I drop my campfires down, and the campfires will eventually kill them. I think it takes about a minute to kill one iron golem with a campfire, which is not good, but what else are you going to do? You know, I really don't have another choice. I don't want to slug them, because then they get mad at me, and if one ever gets stuck, then they try to kill me. So the water was completely not necessary here. Really, I put it there to put the cats out with some idea that I might get a pet cat out of the deal. And then I realized, like, you can't tame them on cooked cod, and all my cod was cooked. So I got to catch some more raw cod to be able to feed to the fish. Feed to the cats, not the fish. All right, so kill some more cows? No, I'll bypass that one. I got enough stuff going. That is my first iron golem droppings right there. I got the iron, I got the poly, and there's another one in there burning up already. So everybody upstairs has attached themselves to these workstations. Also, I've killed off any nitwits that did appear, and made them all the shepherds. Now the shepherds kind of pay off in the long run, but right now what I'm going to do is not trade with all of them. Just trade with a couple that might have useful trades, like the shears and things like that, but I don't want to trade with the vast majority of them, because I want to convert them over to different types of villagers. So as long as I've never traded with them, and I break their workstation, I put down whatever workstation that I'd like them to be, then chances are they will pick up that trade instead, especially if all the workstations are up or occupied with other villagers. So this guy appears, and he's got a puffer fish in a bucket. I could use the bucket. Acacia, that's my first acacia tree. And the all-important sand. Still have not found gravel, and I don't know if these guys trade for gravel or not, but I don't have any flint or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm hoping one of these guys shows up and trades for gravel. Otherwise, I really don't know what to do that way for Fletchers, you know. But I could put in some more pumpkins over here. I'm going to let this stupid puffer fish go, and he eventually gets killed off because he poisons the wrong zombie or something. So here we go. Now this is the issue with the zombies, or with the iron golems getting stuck. So I'm going over here, and I realize that what's happening is when they come off the points of that chamber where the villagers are in, they're actually just landing on this rail instead of falling down into the washer. And it only being 1 wide there, I see that's why that's happening. Like, their hitbox is just catching that lip there, and then they're able to stay up there and walk around. I'm going to walk down here and kill him off and pick up the iron that's there. And real quick here, I'm going to have enough to make hoppers and put it underneath the campfires. And hoppers will pull through campfire because it's only half a block thick. So I'm putting up some like little skirt walls, so this way the iron gums bump into this instead of just landing on that rail. I've also shortened the diamond that the villagers are in, and I put those trapdoors there. So that's why the water looks kind of weird washing over like that. And that will keep the golems in. One thing I don't like about this is that I can't see into the whole thing as well as I could before, but it works. And that's the important thing. I don't remember what I did on the Iron Golem Farm tutorial to solve this, but I'm sure I did something. I did not have to resort to putting up skirt walls or anything like that. Also, I'm able to now get to the villagers pretty easy because I can go through that skirt wall and the golem won't fit. However, oh, see, I just got hit hard by that guy because he's mad at me because I had to kill him off. And when I put the trapdoors in, some water washed down. That's what washed my campfires out. And now I've got to solve that whole thing. And now at the same time, I've got angry golems after me, and it's like, oh man. So eventually, the gate that I use to go in and access the villagers needs to be moved back one block too, because the stupid golems keep getting caught on that and not falling down. And somehow or another, at one point, a bunch of my villagers died, like maybe 8 of them. And I don't know what happened. The game saved weird at one point. Like, it kicked me out of the game, and I think that it actually teleported them through the blocks because I heard them in the kill chamber dying. And it was like, why is there a villager dying? Oh, that's why. They actually warped through the wall. So, I wound up losing that cleric, but I did keep my original farmer. So I had to re-up another cleric. So there I finally got a anvil, and I'm able to do some repairs on this iron armor and iron tools, combine things together and come up with some actually good tools. What a game changer it is when you get a good iron golem farm going. And it's like, like grand total, I think I came up with 4 ingots of iron from zombies, plus maybe that much more from iron armor that I smelted down eventually. But like 8 pieces of iron for many hours of playing is not any good. That's like, it's enough to make 1 hopper. So yeah, I moved that gate back. I did the trapdoor thing so this way I can get across there, and I think the iron golem stopped being mad at me. So now I decide, and now I need things to trade to the villagers. So one of the first things I decided to trade is wool, and I have this gray sheep here, 2 gray sheep that I had captured originally, but I think the villager that traded for that color wool got killed off. And gray is really hard to make. I can make light gray from flowers, but I can't make it from, I don't have any source of ink or, nether roses or anything like that, or wither roses. So I'm trying to re-dye these guys, and I realize that I can't re-dye them until they grow their hair back. So I had to shut the farm down and get my color ready, my dye ready, and as soon as they grew their hair back, I was able to re-dye them. So I built this little starter house in here. It's not much, but it gets the job done. It's a bone block floor, which took an entire lot of my bones, so which I could have used for this flower farm. So this flower farm, now remember, I don't have access to quartz at all, so I can't make comparators, I can't make observers, and I'm pretty much stuck to the very old school mechanics when it comes to clocks and that sort of thing. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make a flower farm here because I realize that these shepherds trade for ink, all the different color dyes. So it's like, oh man, that's so easy to make with this flower farm. I don't even have to like go super advanced with this thing. I can just do a 5 block flower farm, use the pistons. Now I've got some iron, so pistons are relatively easy to make, and just make it kick back and forth. And I've got plenty of bones left, except for the ones that I use for the bone floor. So I'll put a dispenser down, and I'm right into the rails, but that's okay. I think there's just enough room to make this whole thing work. So I go ahead and put down, I decided to move it over, 1 spot to the left instead of there. And so I pop down some grass there to put my flower on, and whatever flower you'd like the farm to grow, just put down in that hole. If it's red, you'll also get dandelions. Blue tends to just generate blue flowers, so that's good. And now I have to figure out how to wire this thing. I'm running out of redstone because it's fairly expensive. It's 2 bits for 1 emerald from the cleric that I've got up there. Because my original one got killed off, he was a little cheaper. I think he was 1 emerald for 2 bits of redstone. So I'm just going to run basically a band of redstone around the whole thing. So I'm able to actually rob some repeaters off of that other farm, because it really doesn't matter how often the other one tries to shear the sheep, but it'll only shear the sheep and use durability on the shears when they in fact have wool. So it can try all it wants to and not get anywhere with it and not hurt the shears. So I'm just putting in 3 repeaters all on their lowest setting, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put redstone basically around in a circle. I drop all my bone meal in, and let's do this. Now you have to figure out how to turn the whole thing on. I could have just used a redstone torch and tossed it down real quick and then picked it back up, or a lever, but I didn't feel like running back over the fence to get that, and I was looking for wood so I could make a lever, and I'm like, okay, I just dropped the wool off, and I'll borrow the button from the wool farm. Now the problem is that a button has a fairly long delay, if you will, like a long pulse when you press it, and it turns it on for too long. So what I decide to do is go ahead and press it and then break some redstone and put it back down in a hurry to complete the circuit. So this way it makes a little break in the circuit. So this way I get into a clock, if you will. Hi, cat. So there we go. We're clocking, and I'm collecting these blue flowers. Each one of those, well, 12 of them make an emerald. So it adds up pretty quick. This farm is very fast. It's not completely perfect, like as far as efficiency goes, because I'm getting some flowers towards the back. It's not breaking every single flower every single time, like because of the ones back there behind the farm. But you know what? It's okay. And for what it is, I'm getting tons of flowers out of this thing. Like, I wind up with something like 6 stacks just from this short run. And I only use about half of the bone meal that I put in. I don't even think I used half of it. So that's cool. Now I've got a real steady source of emeralds, which allows me to eventually get into some diamond armor, but not on this episode. So there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. The only real way to turn it off at this point is just to go ahead and break some redstone. Alright, sweet. So I finally found a zombie in full diamond armor. I've never seen this in the game before. I've heard of it happening, but I kind of thought it was like one of those wives' tales. But no, in fact, he's got full diamond armor with an enchanted helmet, and the scoundrel doesn't even bother to drop any for me. That's okay. It's still pretty cool that I saw one. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and like and subscribe and all that happy stuff. See you on the next one.